Coming into the 2017 Spring Ontario turkey season, I was pretty excited to get going. I started scouting the birds about a month and a half in advance. The reason I like to do this is because you'll learn where they all are, and then if you watch them up to the season, you'll notice their habits change, and you can keep a tab on that the whole time. You kind of know which birds are where. So I was pretty excited because I had quite a few at all my hunting properties, so I had a lot of different options to hunt. And it was looking like it was going to be a good season for me. This year the ultimate goal was to take a turkey with a bow. It was something I hadn't done before, and I just really wanted the extra challenge. I'd taken a few with the gun at this point, and last year I missed one with the bow. So it was just something that I really wanted to do, but it turned out to be a little harder than expected. We're here, it's 3 days pre-season, Ontario 2017. Got some birds right out here behind me, pretty close to the house. I'm on my way home from work, and I figured I'd do a little bit of just drive-by scouting. You know, it's the morning. I got the rest of the day off. They're not working down there, it's too wet, so drove around and do some scouting, and I think that's the key. Any guy who shoots anything, you know, the guy who's not just lucky, or maybe it's the guy who seems like he gets lucky all the time. He's not just getting lucky, he's out there doing the scouting. And that's one thing I picked up on. All the guys who are good at something, they're putting in the preparation. So that's what I try and do as much as I can, with time being a limiting factor. But if you guys want to get out there and do some good hunting, you got to put in the work beforehand, because I think that's the most important time to put in the effort, is you figure everything out beforehand. You go in and you've already got a plan, you already know a bunch of knowledge about the birds or the animals that you're trying to hunt, and that'll set you up for success. And right now that's what I'm trying to do. It's not a given thing, but 3 days, and there's 3 strutters out there right now. So hopefully I can put something together on the first day I'm out hunting this season. On my first morning hunt of the season, I had birds all over me, but they weren't acting like normal. They just weren't responding to calls, and I couldn't get them to come into range. I got lots of nice footage of them, but that was about it. I later talked to guys in the area, and they all said they experienced the same thing. So I just kind of came to the conclusion that due to the cold, wet spring that we'd had, they just weren't in full breeding mode yet, and therefore it would probably heat up eventually. Just had to wait and see. After that hunt, I headed out of the farm, and I look across the road at one of my other properties, and there's a bunch of birds down in there, held up in this low spot, and because they were hiding out from the wind. And I decided I was going to sneak around the back side of the property, walk in a kilometer so that they couldn't see me from that side, and get set up on them and wait for them to go back to the woods that I thought they'd go to. So I went and did that, sat for a while, and I couldn't wait any longer. I had things to do. So I decided I was going to try and make a stalk on them. So I went behind this berm, and I started crawling up, and every once in a while I'd peek over and check if they were still there. And then I went down through the woods, and when I got there they were starting to leave, but I let out a few calls and they came back, and I ended up getting a shot, and you'll see what happens from there. No. So as you can see, I missed that turkey, and it was a little bit of a letdown, but you know what, it was the first morning, so I wasn't too upset. Just had to go on to the next one. So later that weekend, myself and a buddy headed out, and we were going into a spot with a lot of turkeys, and so we head in there, and we see them on the way in. We snuck around, we got set up, and we waited for them to come and walk by us, because I knew that they did this in the getting toward the evening. And sure enough, they come over and they get right in close, but the hens got up to 6 yards of the blind, and they spooked at something, which kind of sent the tom starting to leave anyway. I drew back my bow and I aimed and I took the shot, and I just clipped off to the left side of his wing, cut some feathers off him, and he ran away. So at this point I was getting pretty down, because that's 2 that I'd missed, 1 the year before. And you know, you just start to wonder, like, in your mind, if, hey, am I really going to be able to do this? Like, turns out to be a lot harder than expected. But you know, I just heard from too many people, you just got to keep going, keep trying, and eventually it'll happen. So I decided to just keep on going with the bow, and that's how it was going to be. On the evening of May 13th, I went to one of my properties to try and roost a bird for the next morning. I pull in the farm, I look out in the field, and there he is, strutting around with all the hens around him. And I watched him till dark. And this bird, from past experience, I knew he liked to roost alone. So sure enough, they go towards the woods, and he splits off from all the hens, and he roosts about 200 yards down the fence line. So this was a perfect situation for me, because I knew exactly what he was going to do in the morning. He was going to fly down out of the tree, he's going to start strutting, and then he's going to walk over to his hens. So my plan was to go in the morning real early, get as close as possible, and set up in the ground blind right in the middle of the field and put the decoys out. Myself and my good friend Cody Brown did this. We used 2 hen decoys and a strutting decoy, and you'll see what happens next. So at this point, I pretty much wanted to call it quits. I was so upset. I just felt like a failure. I put so much time and energy into this with all the scouting and preparation, and I just want to make it happen so bad that to have it screw up again for the third time in a year trying to get it done with the bow was pretty devastating, really. As you'll see in the video, he comes in, I got to full draw and I still have my face mask on. So I let down, I took the face mask off, and as I was about to redraw, he spooked at something. So this time I really wanted to get it done, so I had the shotgun there as backup. I put my bow down, I grabbed the shotgun, and as he was leaving, I took the shot, but I just completely rushed it. It was a gimme, I should have had it, but I screwed it up, which made things even worse for me. I really just wanted to call it quits, but had to keep going. I decided we were gonna go and we're gonna drive around and try and find another one. I was gonna use the shotgun, and I was gonna try and turkey reap one, which is where you use the strutting decoy and you sneak right up on them. I just had to make something happen to prove to myself that I could actually do this again. So we drive around to a couple farms, and sure enough, we see a tom out there with one hen. He's strutting around, and it was game on. We made a plan. I was gonna go up in the farm and sneak down over the hill through the fence line, and Cody was gonna stay back with the camera and try and film it from out closer to the road, just to try and get some good footage and not spook it. And if you guys watch what happens next, it's pretty cool. All right, well, we came out here this morning. It didn't go how we planned first thing off the bat. I roosted a bird last night, and it was a really good setup. He was roosted separate from the hens. First thing this morning, Cody came out to film me, and he flew down and he came right into us. Cody did a great job filming. We got some awesome footage, and I've just been determined to get one with my bow, but it didn't work out again. He came right into like 17 yards probably. He must have saw something he didn't like and he started leaving, so I grabbed the shotgun and I just didn't take my time and I missed. And that's the third turkey I've missed in a row this year. Missed two with the bow and then one with the shotgun, and I was just pretty disheartened after that. And yet again, just like last year, I missed one in the morning, and then Cody takes me out and we go to one of his spots, and this bird's out in the field, and he filmed me. It would have looked like from your angle.
It was pretty good. It was a long ways away, but it was good video watching Broad go down the fence line there and seeing the turkey come right on a string right to him. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to hop 2 fences, and then I snuck down the fence, and I got out close where I could see him. And then as soon as he saw the decoy, he just started coming at me. So I just army crawled across this little path and got the decoy set up and kind of waited behind it. And he came right into about 5 yards, and I shot him and got him. And the amount of relief and I don't know, just how good I felt after all that was is second to none, really. You fail that many times and then you finally get it done, and it feels pretty good. So I'm pretty happy, and glad to have another hunt in the books with Code. We always get out and it's awesome, so pretty good morning here.
Pretty bad.